welcome to my live. Today we are making the Simply Blessed wreath. And I have this large metal, but it's one of the old retired Chalk Couture double-sided boards. It was one that was big enough for me to do this wreath on, because this is a very big transfer. It's as wide as, I want to say it's 18 by 18, just this part of the transfer. So going to a really big board is what you need to do, and just finding that right size is what was tricky for me. So I did grab this off of our in stock. We have a few more of these also, because I thought that fit perfectly. I also thought it would be beautiful on a mirror, a round mirror. So if you can get your hands on something pretty like that to use, that would be gorgeous for this wreath. I think I'm going to turn the fan speed down to the air conditioner, because then they'll be able to hear me better. Just remind me to turn it up when we're done. Okay. All right, sharing this on my VIP group right now so that I'm live both on my page and in my VIP group. Okay. So we are officially in the dog days of summer. I guess the dog days of summer begins like July 8th, and we're at the 10th already. So we are officially now in the dog days of summer. All right, since this is a big transfer, I'm gonna lay it down, and I'm going to fuzz with the terry cloth side of my fuzzing cloth. I'm just gonna lay it down, terry cloth side down, and then pull that back, and then do another area. This is a cheater way to do the big transfers. So this really cool old board is a ceramic and steel. It's ceramic coated steel. So it's a very cool cloth. How's that? Very cool board. I gotta think what I'm saying and say what I'm thinking. Alright, so just line it up. Whatever looks kind of centered. So there's a little slit in the top of it that you hang it from. So I'm just trying to get that, figure that into the whole part of it. Okay, once you think you have it centered, then go ahead and press down where your screen is. Okay, now there's several things that you add to this. So there are leaves and little like cotton and little pods that you can go over that, and extra branches. So starting off, we're going to start with a basic branch color and then work our way around. So I have many colors picked out for this. I thought we would start off with some brown and add some greens to it. And I have already pre-stirred this. So I'm just going to go around my transfer with one of the colors I'm doing first. This is Bark bark color. So I just kind of want to get color going all the way around. And then you can pick whichever one you want to start with. And then we'll lay in some other color, some green. All right, let me set that one aside. I have Green Envy. Quick because I don't want it to dry in my screen, and it is one of those hot days. So let me get this color in quickly. It's hotter today than it was yesterday, so you know I had a little bit of an issue with drying in my transfer yesterday. So, okay, so now I'm not going to do the words yet. I want to keep working on the wreath part. So let me pull this part off and we will add to it. And I will stick this one in the water. We'll get it back out when we're ready to use it again. So basically what we're doing is building a wreath. Okay, get my towel here. All right, so let's dry what we have on here. I'm definitely going to add more brown because in a few spots. I just want to make sure the green is going all the way around and the brown is going all the way around. I may put a couple pops of some lighter, different greens in here. Okay. All right, so I have this other branch. Let's close it. What do I do with my fuzzy cloth? This is a big area to work on today, so not everything could fit on my table. So some of it is behind me to grab off a table that's behind me. Okay, so we can do some intermingling. Let's do some eucalyptus in here. We're going to do a little bit of a lighter color because the green and the brown are kind of on the darker side. So adding some of the eucalyptus will kind of brighten it up. squeegee, and off we go. Okay, so we're just going to move it around and do it in a couple places all the way around the wreath to pick up this nice color, give it a little bit of a pop. We're going to keep working around. Until we get all the way around. Let's dry that just a smidge. However many layers that you want to go around is great. I mean, there's no set number of vines that go around here. Whatever is comfortable for you. Oops. That will work. Okay. Now, when I'm doing big transfers like this, I like to have like a wet washcloth because I would get a lot of chalk on my fingers. All right, so pulling that up, and I'm going to stick it in the water. Okay, have my Clorox wipes here to touch up. So I did get a little bit right here. Okay, now once that is dry, we'll be able to start adding the next part. So just make sure this first layer is dry. Okay. Okay, so one of the next parts we do these little cotton, they are cotton little puffs that we do all throughout the whole thing. So once I'm sure this is cooled back down, and it seems to be, then I'm going to go through and do some of these little cotton puffs in white. I've got two kind, and we're just going to go through, grab a mini squeegee here. Okay, so we're just going to go through and do a bunch of these. They don't have to be perfectly straight across from each other, so just like it would appear in nature, you don't want to make it perfect. You don't want to make it like too even. And that's why I'm going to do both sizes of these little cotton puffs, because that'll help it look more organic to vary the shape and size. And this transfer actually comes with several, I think there were 4 different little cotton puff balls that came with this. All right, let's stop on this one. Stick that in the water. Grab the other one, because we're just trying to make this not so uniform. Set that back. All right, so we have this one. And you can do this however you want. I mean, I've seen people do these little puffs in a color. That'd be fine too. All right, so let's make sure this layer is dry, because we're going to get kind of close to them. Alright, so let's add a few more in a different size. However many times you want to change your squeegee, it just depends on how many you need. How many puffs that you want on your wreath.
This.
Mm-hmm. A little bit more white. Just a few more of these.
You watch it too, though, right?
Yeah, I'm seeing it. Mm-hmm. Okay, I think we're going to let it go at that. All right, so we're going to make sure that layer dried. So we're going to keep building onto this with each step. Alright, so I think I'm going to add, I feel like one side's a little heavier to the white. So I'm going to add 2 more up here on top. I don't want it to be it's not like I don't want it to be uneven. I don't want it to be off balance. You want it to be proportionate. So let's dry what I just did. Okay, so once that is done, just make sure your chalk's dry. Okay, then the next step is going to be, we are going to do a leaf pattern around. I almost want to say maybe we might want to do the wreath last because these little cotton pods might do better. Yeah. Let's do these little pods. All right, so these little pods actually attach to the bottom of these little cotton things. So we want to fuzz them and then go through and add them, going different directions. So we don't want it to look completely uniform. Or we could. Looking at some of the other examples, it seemed kind of like they went both directions on me. So let's start with this one. So we basically just turn the stem in towards one of the branches, and then we quickly add that color. And we're doing bark for this. And then we're going to do that to a few of these. And you can do them this way, you can do them going this way. And do a few like that. And then maybe turn them this way. Okay, now, I think we got a few of those. Let's go ahead and rinse this one off, and we'll do the next style after I dry. So we got a few of this kind. So the nice part about this being multi-steps and being able to work your way building this wreath up however you want it to be, the nice part about that is that it covers a lot of the imperfections. So what you're doing is you are creating this wreath, and each element helps. Like, I think this needs stirred again. It's helping. Then if you feel like you've got like a stem sticking to nothing, when we get to the leaf, you just cover it up with a leaf. And then that is no biggie. No big deal at all. Alright, so let's actually pop-up thing covering what I was working on, so. Alright, so now we're going to continue with the bark. We're going over these little cotton puffs. This one's a little bit more subtle. So just direct it towards your branch. We're just going through. So pretty. Change direction whenever you see fit. Let's do a couple more. Trying not to get too close to what I've done already, but did I get them all? I think so. Okay, sticking that transfer in the water. Wipe my hands off. Okay, now let's put the lid on this and go ahead and hit that with the dryer. Noticing like one a little bit defective cotton over here that I want to touch up before I go too far. Alright, so in here it looks like either it picked up the white and took it off. So just adding that back. There we go. Alright, so there's lots of chances for editing if you need to. Okay, once you're sure everything is dry, then just double check for any little smudge. Good time to spot check because we're in between details here. Even though you may not notice it while you're moving around the board, little splatter or a little smear, you can touch those up as you go. Alright, so we're moving on to the leaves. And the leaves, we can do them both in the green envy and in the eucalyptus. So what I'm going to do is add a few eucalyptus first as we're going around, and then we will clean this leaf out because it's my only one, and then we will do it again in the other color, Green Envy. I've got a speed wash method that I'll use to switch colors. And if you're working and you're doing different colors and you have to like put one back for a second and move on to another, just do a put your lid loosely on the chalk paste that you're putting in timeout while you're working so that you can go back to it. And if your squeegee starts looking like the paste is drying on it, that's a good time to switch out to a new squeegee also. That way your products that you're working with stay at their best. It's no different than if you're painting with a paintbrush and you're just switching it out because the paint started to dry in the brush. Same thing. So I'm working my way through connecting my eucalyptus leaves to that branch. And however many you want to do. You can do a lot of leaves or just make it a simplified version. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's do one more right here, and then I'm gonna rinse this out so that we can switch colors. So I'm gonna put the lid on the eucalyptus and pull my Green Envy forward. So you just wash with cold water. That is all you need. And that does a good enough job. If you feel like there's a lot of chalk paste in your screen still, you can use Clorox wipe and do both sides of the transfer with the Clorox wipe, and that will pull off a little bit extra. I've actually even used our board erasers to also help with cleaning. Fuzz our leaf again. We're working on where our adhesive is actually touching chalk paste that's dried. So the more fuzz on your transfer, the better, and the less chance we're going to get of having issues with pulling chalk paste off. All right, so let's just give this a fresh squirt and stir, because it's been sitting here with the lid off, and I know how hot it is. So, okay, I'm gonna get a fresh squeegee. It is nice to have the bag of mini squeegees because you can go through quite a bit of them pretty quickly. All right, I didn't like the way that went on. Okay, I ended up getting a little bit. It's okay, we're fixing it. It's good. can use my washcloth now. Okay. Whichever way you want these to go and however many you want to put is up to you. And you can switch direction so it looks more natural as often as you want. Just make your way around. I think that looks good. Okay. All right, let's let that dry. I'm going to put the lid back on here. Put this transfer in the water. And my squeegees and stir stick there. Okay, now I'm looking for one of the transfers in that set that I did not see come out. And I'm curious, it must have not come out. So I think I'm going to find an alternative for it. There was a cute little, almost like berries or like a little seeds that look really cute that you could put with it. And I can't find them, so I may punt from here and do my own thing. So we still have to do the words in the middle. Let's dry this and check for spots. If that one never went, it may not have gone with this transfer. I'm wondering now. Shoot, I was really kind of hoping that was in there. And it's not. Well, that's okay. Let's go with this next plan. Alright, so we are going to go through and just touch up whatever smudgies we have. No big deal, but alright, so I was going to do those little berry things. I thought those were nice, but couldn't find them. So I'm grabbing this flower. It's kind of like just a real simple flower. It was in the bouquet transfer, floral bouquet. I think it'll be fine. We'll just add a few of these around. see what it looks like. And I think I'm gonna do a really light pale color, but I want to maybe mix my peony to a lighter color. So let me give this a stir. Maybe we'll add white to it or like a cream and make it very peony and maybe some fawn. Let's see what that looks like. Anything that you can lighten, white or this off-white fawn color. Because we don't want it to stick out like really super bright. We want it to be subtle. So don't be afraid to mix and experiment with the chalk pastes. There's nothing in them that says that it won't mix correctly or anything. So just try a little mixture that you can create on your own without worrying about it. Now I'm just kind of moving my color pile over to one side, and then I'll just dip in it from there. Okay, so let's do a couple of these simple flowers in a couple places around the wreath, because just to add a little bit unexpected. If we like it, then it's a bonus. Oops, that time I saw my smudge. Clean that up in a sec. that's pretty good, guys. Pretty good. I don't think my screen will hold up to do too many more because it's going to start pulling some of the paste off if I keep going. But it looks really pretty. Okay, let's stop. Put it in the water. Alright, so we still have to clean up a couple smears before we do the Simply Blessed words for the center. This little smears here and there. That looks good. Now this is kind of the point when if you feel like you needed a few more leaves, this is the time to do that part before we move on to the part where we're gonna put the words in the middle. I kind of feel like we could put just a couple more of maybe the eucalyptus leaves in. So I'll do a few more. Just feel like it needed a little more of that color in it. However many you want to do. It helps a little bit soften some of the harsher lines. More of this lighter color. So however many you want to do, totally up to you. Yeah, I get my knuckles full of paste and then my knuckles touch in the middle. I'll have to clean that up. Okay, so wherever you think you need one, until you feel like you've got it pretty full. do think I like it. Okay. All right, let's stick this in the water. And all right, we're doing this middle part next. Okay. Okay. Let me make sure. I'm gonna wash this real quick and make sure I got it dry. All right, let me dry this real good before I bring it back over. So the part that we used for the beginning of the wreath, we're using again to do the word in the middle. And we just have to make sure we got all the paste out of it because we're doing our speed drying right now. Before we put it on, making sure that it is not wet. Because any little bit of wet on it is going to make our paste that we already have on the board get wet. So, and paste that's wet will come off. I'm kind of thinking we're almost dry enough. Normally I let all these transfers air dry, but if you're in the middle of a big project, you don't have that option. So, okay. Let's make sure we are dry. Make sure you have no air bubbles, that you're down nice and smooth. Okay, now I think I want to make a little bit more of this peony and white for the words in the middle. I think that'll be just precious. Okay, so we need a little bit of the white. I was going to do white, but since I added that peony at the end there, And that looks so nice. I think that'll be just right. Another little nugget of white. That looks good. All right. And we'll get our little bit bigger squeegee out to do these words. We don't want to keep this on for too long, so we kind of want to chalk and be done. So you're just smoothing this over, pushing the chalk paste through that screen. And then you can just take off the excess. And that's it. Then we're just really gently going to pull this off. Stick this in water. Well, that is the completion of our Simply Blessed wreath. I want you to be able to see it closely. And that is it. You'll have to let me know what you think. But thank you so much for watching. If you're watching this on replay, leave me a message in the comments that it's replay. And if you love this video, love it and share it with your friends so that we can spread the chalk love. Thank you for watching. Good night.